Dragon energy is on the rise in the most intense yet best possible way. Can you feel it, my friend? So I'm filming this as of October 21st, 2025. This is the new moon in Libra, I believe. And this is a very, very powerful time, very powerful point of no return that we've now reached, particularly with those of you who are working with dragon energy, or even those of you who are new to it but are feeling called to work with it, maybe for the first time ever. Welcome aboard, my friend. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and I empower you to empower yourself. And today I'm going to be doing that by helping to familiarize you with the current Ascension energies we are kind of facing right now in October, the end of October 2025, because it's shifting so fast from day to day. And know that whenever you're tuning into this video, even if it's not October 2025, it's going to apply to you in that moment. But essentially, I'm going to familiarize you with these energies so you can stay in your sovereignty and not kind of be dragged into that victim mentality, that victim mindset that is so prevalent in the collective. Point number one of this energy update is the third mega dragon, the first female mega dragon, is officially awake. Oh my gosh. And she is mostly green, which I could kind of see even before she was awake. I'm so happy. Green, if you couldn't tell, it's my favorite color. I'm very excited. She's awake. She's got mostly green energy and some gold, very big, very high vibrational energy. And now that she's awake, she is stirring up the pot, shall we say. She is stirring up the pot. She is not willing to tolerate these low frequency energies that have been so prevalent on our planet up until this point. And so she, quite literally with her energy as she flies around, she is stirring up these dark, lower frequency energies, which looks like a lot of intense triggers, heavy energies, wounds coming to the surface. But no, again, as I keep saying the past few months, they are being cleared, they're being dissolved. But now they're being like super dissolved, they're being super cleared now that this mega dragon is awake and is also assisting this process and on our collective ascension journey. And you will see, so this green female mega dragon, she's got mostly that green energy, so she's very connected to the heart chakra. She's very connected to Earth, to nature, to Mother Earth and the grid, maybe more so than the others in a very physical, natural sense. However, she's also got that golden dragon energy that you know I love so much. The golden dragon energy is the energy of the alchemist. It turns lead into gold, which literally means it transmutes lower vibrational energy into higher vibrational energy. And that is exactly what this dragon is helping us do right now. So this is just my heads up that if you would like to work with her consciously, if you feel called to her, drawn to her, you can now work with her. She's giving you the go-ahead. However, she's not for everyone, especially not right now. She's a little cranky. She just woke up. She's not so happy about what she's seeing around the planet. So know that, yeah, she's a little cranky. She's still kind of waking up. But you are free to work with her if you feel the call. Just sit with your heart space, see if she's calling to you, and she will give you a very specific assignment, very specific medicine to help you heal, particularly your heart chakra. And fun fact from her is that the heart chakra, the heart, is quite literally a portal. It is a portal that we're not fully aware of, right? But it's a portal between our physical realm and the spiritual. It's literally what grounds us, what connects us to the physical, to this 3D avatar, which is why when someone's heart stops beating, they are gone from this reality, right? Like it's very intimately linked. It connects the soul, the spiritual realm, with the physical realm, with the body. And all of us, even if we've done a lot of work, we still got some gunk in that portal that is our heart chakra, and know that this is an inner reflection of the outer reality. So basically, Mother Earth herself is a portal, or like a hub, essentially. I see Mother Earth as a hub world at her core, and that's what made her so special. That's why the dark forces wanted to take her for the darkness, created this false matrix to kind of keep us in this lower frequency. They hijacked her because she was, and still is, a hub world. You can get to so many other places quite easily through Mother Earth, the portal that is Mother Earth. And so as our ascension happens, we're going to start unlocking these portals one by one. It's going to be easier to do that interdimensional, that multidimensional traveling. However, again, we are reflections of her. She is a reflection of us. We are connected. So as you are clearing out your heart chakra, the portal within yourself, the hub within yourself, the same happens externally to Mother Earth. And that is the guidance that is coming through from this female green and gold mega dragon today. Now, she has plenty more in store for us, but this is the main thing she wanted to share today. And perhaps I'll do a video specifically on her moving down the line once she gives me the go-ahead, when she's not so cranky anymore. Point number 2 is that those of you on a twin flame journey, a divine counterpart journey, and there is a difference, and I'm planning to do a video very, very shortly, actually, on the difference between a twin flame and a divine counterpart. So look forward to that if this is something that interests you. But I would say that if you are kind of drawn to my content, you're on this channel, you are going to be on this journey, whether it's the twin flame journey, the divine counterpart journey, or both, because there can also be some overlap, but not necessarily. But in any case, you're going to notice that these twin flame divine counterpart union energies, let's just call it union energies, are going to start becoming so prevalent in November 2025, moving on into the next 6-7 months, basically till around spring, April, May of 2026. Whoo! I just feel it so strongly as I say it. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be shocked. If you reflect on where you're at right now, as of me filming this video, and you look ahead till, let's say, April, May 2026, where you are is specifically where you are relationally, it's going to blow your mind, is what I'm hearing. It's going to blow your mind, truly. So we're really doing the heavy energetic work now to bring in these unions, because guess what? These unions, it's not just for your own personal entertainment and your own personal joy. It's actually a very intentional part of this grid work that is happening as we ascend into New Earth, as we ascend into Eden. So it's very necessary that these twin flame, these divine counterpart couples come together in physical union. Very important, physical union, to create this physical embodiment of these New Earth frequencies on the planet. So that is important, and we've finally entered the stage where that is going to be happening very, very tangibly. So there are a few different types of twin flame journeys you could be experiencing. I'm also going to do a video on that shortly, because it's just too much to get into in this one. But know that, again, just like with working with the female mega dragon, just check in with your heart space and see if this is for you, if this journey is for you. Maybe you haven't met your twin flame, your divine counterpart just yet, but you'll still know if the journey is meant for you, if you are on this journey. And know that if you are, this is a powerful form of grid work that you're doing, and you're going to be called to this more and more as we move across the next 6-7 months. This is going to be very energetic. Right now, it's already happening. Things are going haywire energetically. I know myself, I've been having a lot of telepathy with my twin flame. Again, I've been having a lot of dreams with my twin flame. Hadn't had much of that lately, and I still have no physical contact with my twin flame, but the energetics feel very strong all of a sudden, as if like Christmas lights were just turned on. And yeah, it was there all along. The lights were there, but they were turned off, and all of a sudden, boom, turned on. Things have shifted. Things are changing in a very big and powerful, grounding, tangible way. And so what this is going to look like for some people is you are going to see physical unions happening over the next 6-7 months. You're going to be experiencing that. You're going to be coming into physical relationship, meeting your twin flame, meeting your divine counterpart, finally coming together with them if you've been in separation. If you are together, strengthening to a level you couldn't even fathom before, that relationship that you have, coming into co-creation, co-creating like a business together, for example. Very tangible shifts. You're not going to be able to recognize your relationship in like 6 or 7 months, shall we say, looking back. Specifically, what's happening at the root of this is that the divine feminines and the divine masculines are finding their footing in their home polarity. So as I always say, all of us, regardless of your gender identity, we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. However, your specific percentages of feminine versus masculine energy, they're going to kind of depend on you. They're going to be very unique to you and very unique to your partner as well. And you guys will be complementary to each other. So that's something only you can find within yourself. But that said, I would define a divine feminine as someone who has at least slightly more feminine energy, even if that's just like 51%, let's say, feminine energy. A divine masculine would be someone who has slightly more masculine energy. And so where we've been at up until now is actually the divine feminines have been in wounded feminine energy, which looks like masculine energy. The divine masculines have been in wounded masculine energy, which can oftentimes look like feminine energy. So we've been kind of swimming in the opposite polarity, like a little bit to the extreme up until now, maybe even during this entire incarnation that we've been in. But all of a sudden, boom, the switch has flipped. You're no longer able to hold that polarity if it's not your home, as I'm putting it, polarity, the one that comes a little bit more naturally to your soul. And so I just think of, I'm hosting actually an in-person meetup this weekend about this very topic of polarity, feminine versus masculine energy. And I asked all the attendees, which polarity comes more naturally to you? And I've had quite a few people say in their response, well, I used to feel more masculine, but now all of a sudden I'm not sure. Now I think maybe they both come naturally, or I don't even know anymore. Maybe I don't know. Because what was once working is no longer working. And this is very, very intentional. This is a sign that you are ascending. And so know that regardless of if this month, if over the next 6 or 7 months, you get into some sort of physical relationship, physical union or not, this is a very important time for these union energies. So for some, it may be very physical with another person because you've reached the limits of what you can do on your own. For others, however, it will look like the opposites. It will look like not being in physical relationship with another person, and it will look like inner union, inner harmony, because that precedes the outer union. And so whatever path you're on at the moment, know that that is going to be ramped up, amped up over the next month and the next 6 to 7 months. And if this journey is something that is calling to you, something you know that you're on, something that is true for you, and maybe let's say you're struggling, you're questioning your sanity, you're feeling alone, like your friends, family, they don't understand you. Maybe you don't even have friends or family around you. I know how it is. I would invite you to join us in my private community, the House of the Spirit Dragon. So very, very intentionally, we are working with these twin flame and divine counterpart energies in the month of November. It's going to be very, very powerful. I cannot wait. There will be 2 live sessions. Would love to have you there. You can find out more in the description below. And also you can join the House of the Spirit Dragon via my website. Point number 3, financial chains are being broken. Let's let out a sigh of relief. I feel this is such a trauma. This is such a trap. This is such a burden for so many people, particularly light workers, particularly light workers. This is something like a battle, a boss we've been fighting with our whole lives. And, you know, sometimes it feels like you're never going to win, and it's just, you're in despair and you're like, how can I keep up with this system? Guess what? You don't have to keep up with these systems as they are. You dissolve the system with your frequency, and we're going to create a new system. However, as I always say, that looks like actually being present with the systems that currently exist and rising to the top of the current system to break it from the above downward. So essentially, this is very specifically coming through as like financial. And it's the financial, know that money and finances, they're a representation for abundance, wealth, lack frequencies. But they're probably the most potent representation that there is right now. And so a lot of people right now are going to be experiencing like intense financial triggers, financial pressures. And know that if you are, let's bring in some wealth dragons. Let's send that some love. Let's send some love, some light, some wealth into that energy. Know that if you are, again, it's on its way out right now. This is just, it's showing you what's been held in your system, what's been holding you back. It's basically the change you didn't even know were there. They're revealing themselves to you and be like, oh yeah, I didn't know I was even chained to this, but I was. And so the chains, they are being revealed, and then they are coming off. They are dissolving right now. So financial chains are being broken, but again, as I always say, I hammer this, I feel in like every video now, it's like, it oftentimes looks like the opposite. So many people will be experiencing financial pressure, financial triggers right now, but no, this is a test. Can you hold abundance mindset? Can you hold that wealth frequency even when your external reality is not reflecting that? Can you make empowered choices? What would the you be doing if money wasn't a factor? How would you be living your life? How would you be spending your time? How would you be thinking? You are being called to embody that right now and to hold that and know that the physical reflection, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. And maybe by the end of the year in particular, I'm seeing a huge shift in this, and then of course moving forward. But right now we're still in that final test of faith stage that I talked about in my original October 2025 energy update video. And this is one of the biggest boss fights of humanity, really, is these financial shackles. And so this is one of those final tests of faith, and quite possibly the final test of faith. This is a big collective shadow that is coming up for review right now, and it is to be transcended, alchemized, loved, healed, released once and for all. And so know that if you are struggling with that, if you're struggling with wealth, abundance, you're in that lack mindset, in your money, or really in any aspect of life, because it'll flare up. If not in your money, it's going to flare up somewhere right now. Like I said, big collective shadow. It'll manifest for people in different ways. For most people, it's money, but it's not necessarily that. But if it's flaring up for you, I am offering my free workshop series that I do maybe once, twice a year, Quantum Abundance Accelerator, also in November. Very, very, very excited to announce that officially. And it is entirely free, and it goes over the course of 2 weeks, and there's so much value there that I give to you entirely for free, so that you can't use it as an excuse of like, oh, I can't afford that, I don't have the money for it. The information, the activations, the healing, it is all there for free in these workshops, and I'm happy to give that to you as a gift. And if you are interested in that, I would recommend getting on my mailing list if you are not, because I will be announcing it officially to the people on the mailing list first. And then once I do, you're able to sign up and secure your spot in the Quantum Abundance Accelerator workshops. So get on my list if you are not already. And there's 2 fun ways to do that. You can take the What's Your Psychic Superpower quiz, or you can take the What Elemental Dragon Guide is Calling You quiz. Either path will get you on my mailing list, and it will also give you some really cool resources you can use to activate your psychic abilities and to communicate with various dragon guides. Links to those also will be in the description, as well as on my website. And if you were not aware, on my website, I even have a section of the website literally called freebies, and I have all the free gifts for you there, including these 2 quizzes. So point number 4, soul family support coming in. Soul family support coming in. Again, like let's let out a collective sigh of relief. You are not alone. You have been lone wolfing it for far too long. And I know, and you know, and the universe knows, your dragons know, your guides know, that you have had to let go of so many connections on this path. It is not an easy path. It can be quite brutal at times. And you've likely, in recent months in particular, let go of quite a few important connections in your life. And because you've done that, you've made the space now in that gap, soul family rising up to support you. And so you may already be experiencing this, connecting with people that you've never met before, where you have an instant connection. Or perhaps people that you've known all along, you're suddenly deepening the connection, you're seeing a deeper side of them. But they're basically coming in to support you now, to cheer you on, to be your cheerleader as you follow your passions, as you follow your dreams, as you align with your highest timeline. These are people that are on the same wavelength as you. And now you get to come together and support each other as we all ascend together. This is not a lone wolf mission any longer, my friends. And moving forward, from this time moving forward, again, that's going to be a very prominent energy of not doing this alone, of co-creating with others, of collaborating with others, of coming together in community. And so if you're not seeing this yet and you want to kickstart those energies, again, you are invited. You're always invited to join my private community, the House of the Spirit Dragon. You're welcome to join that at any time, and also to cancel at any time. There's a lot of flexibility. And so we have those live sessions, and then we have a whole repository of meetings that you can review. And then there's also a forum on there, a private forum. And I'm happy to announce that you can actually DM others via this forum now. That was something you couldn't do for years. I've had this community and we weren't able to do it. Now they've added that feature. You can finally just DM others. So again, that's a reflection that these connections are deepening now. You can have these really powerful one-on-one interactions with people if you feel called. Very excited about it. Finally, point number 5 in alignment with this video is that dragon energy is kind of exploding right now. And that is the best way to put it. That's literally the word that came through when I tapped into this energy. It's exploding. It's exploding. It can't stay contained in its little box anymore. You can literally think of a dragon being imprisoned in a cage, being imprisoned in chains, and just being like, nope, done. I'm done with this. Just setting it all ablaze and flying freely. That is the dragon energy right now. And so you will likely see more people talking about dragons online now. You will probably be able to find more information about dragons than ever before. And it will also be popping up more in fiction. You will see more series that feature dragons prominently, which is super, super exciting. And know that all fiction is also channeled information. There's always channeled information in fiction for you to receive. So whether you feel like following, let's say, spiritual YouTubers, reading books, or like reading fictional books, there's always going to be some tidbits of information there, some activations to be had. And so know that what this means, dragon energy is on the rise. People might be saying like, okay, dragon energy is on the rise. What does that mean? Okay, let me give you some qualities that are specifically coming up under that umbrella. 1, triggering but cleansing. Triggering but cleansing. Dragon energy is so triggering. And if you are a dragon person like myself, if you're a dragon soul, if you're a dragon mage, pick your title, right? You already know this because you are that triggering person. And what's funny is it's never intentional. It's not like you're a mean person. It's not like you're an argumentative person. You want to create this chaos. In fact, it's usually the opposite, but just your presence is so high vibrational. You just bring up shadows in other people. And oftentimes people, you might see that they don't even actually see you as you are. They don't actually even hear what you're actually saying. They just project. They project from their lower frequency energies. And what you give to them basically just as a, let's say, nonpartisan truth out of love. And it's just an observation, let's say, that you've made. they hear that and then they're like, it's a personal attack, and they get all defensive. This happens so often if you're dragon soul, and I know you know what I'm talking about. And that's dragon energy, okay? So the dragons do that too. Dragon energy, it's not for everyone. A lot of people, they'll feel it and they're like, it's so intense, I can't handle it. Because what it does is it brings those shadows to the surface to be cleared. That's all it does. It basically lightens your frequency. But you can think of it like fire. Dragons are often associated with fire, right? Fire, it burns things away. And it changes something from a denser frequency into a lighter frequency. Like it literally turns buildings, let's say, buildings, forests into ash. And ash is very light and it can fly in the wind, right? So it takes lower frequency energy, it turns it into higher frequency energy. That's what dragon energy does. But it can be very triggering for a lot of people, can be very overwhelming. However, for those of you that are used to this energy, it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be like you're on this fun roller coaster ride, or you're surfing this giant tidal wave. It's going to be super, super fun. For those that it feels like super intense, overwhelming, know that these are your shadows. You probably have a lot of dense energy in your system. And so when the dragon energy gets activated, all it's doing is bringing that to the surface. The more you can surrender to it and recognize it's coming up for release, the more quickly it's going to move through you, and the more you're actually going to find the dragon energy to be quite light, quite loving, quite freeing. Dragons also associated with flying, right? You're going to feel like you're flying. Once you move through that darkness, you literally start to feel like you are flying, like you are floating. Dragons are also associated with magic, right? So another thing that's going to be happening under this umbrella is magical gifts coming online. You're going to have more vivid dreams. You're going to have stronger telepathy. You're going to notice gifts, latent gifts like healing abilities. Maybe you can do energy healing all of a sudden, light language spontaneously. Things that you were not even aware were possible are going to start popping up for you. And you're not going to be able to hide it anymore, because remember, the dragon energy, it's exploding, and your gifts are likewise exploding. So finally, final energy under this is, I would say dragons are savagely authentic. That's like specifically the words that came through. I love that too. I just want a shirt that says that. Savagely authentic. These are dragons. So it's essentially, as we know it, it's like tough love, you could say, but that doesn't do the frequency justice. That's why they went savagely authentic, both very, very sharp, powerful words. So the dragons are always just authentic. They're just going to show you what is. Now, for some people, again, that feels very intense. It feels like an attack. It feels like the dragon's attacking you. But again, it's just truth. It's liberation happening. It's authenticity. And so you're going to find, as this dragon energy rises, you become more savagely authentic. You're going to find it impossible to be inauthentic now. You might find yourself saying things where then after it's said, you're like, why did I even say that? Oh my gosh, how could I say something like that? But it just comes out. It's natural to say what is truly on your heart, and know that by doing this, again, even if others are initially hurt, they're initially triggered, you are doing them a great service. You are doing them a great favor. You are loving them. You are helping them to become free, and you are likewise freeing yourself. So continue just being savagely authentic, okay? It doesn't mean that you're mean. It means that you're bringing this frequency, this high frequency of love that's been so high vibe, it literally couldn't exist on this planet up until this point. And you are speaking it. You are speaking it into existence. You are speaking through the noise of the low vibrational energies that would project on you and distort that truth, distort that high vibrational energy. You are speaking it into existence. You are infusing it into the grid with your presence, with your words, with your actions. So there is just a little dragon activation for you guys, my friends, from my heart, from the hearts of the dragon collective to you. Know that you've got this. You are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. Really, actually. It's time you owned it. Be savagely authentic with yourself here. You know you're a boss. You know you're an ascended master. Come on now. Come on now. Time to claim that. Time to own that. Time to share that frequency with the world. They can handle it now. They can handle it now. Even if they don't think they can, they can. They are ready. You're ready. We're all ready. Bring it on. Bring it on, my friend. So finally, if that energy, if you're loving this dragon energy, if something in what I just said, in that dragon's fire I just shared with you, that activated you, if you felt something come alive and you're like, yes to this, I want to go deeper with this energy. I want to learn everything I can about the dragons. I want to learn how to ground it, to apply it to my life. I want that support. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to be savagely authentic. I would encourage you to apply for my one-to-one mentorship, The Path of the Dragon Mage. This is a 3-month transformational container. You will not emerge from this the same person you were. You will emerge essentially ascended. You will emerge from this container as a dragon yourself. I've gotten amazing feedback on this experience, and I'm so happy to share it with you. I literally just have one spot remaining as of filming this. Of course, as I say, regardless of when you're seeing this, apply anyways, because even if I don't currently have spots, I can put you on a wait list so you can be the first one to be notified when I have spots available again. But yeah, throwing that invitation out there for anyone it is calling to. You know who you are. Either way, my friend, there are so many resources available to you. There's so much love. There's so much support. Truly, there's an infinite abundance of love and support and guidance available to you, both etheric and physical. Now is the time to just open your arms with me right now, and just imagine yourself opening, receiving, allowing it. And know too that this is an energy that this female green and gold mega dragon wishes to give to us. Feminine energy is receptive, it receives, it allows, and we are being asked to step into that feminine energy now, regardless of your polarity, to receive the blessings that the universe has for us. Know that so much of this struggle that we've been in, this survival mode energy, this lack, this separation, this pain, this suffering, it's been self-created. Of course, it's very, very subconscious. This is part of the game of the false matrix, but it was self-created. So now do yourself a favor, open your arms wide, open your wings wide, the dragons are saying, and allow yourself to receive the blessings that they have for you. You are so worthy. So either way, my friend, sending you so much love on your journey. Stay powerful.